Hey everyone! Today we're talking about someone who's not just famous, but truly inspirational, Saint Mother Teresa. You've probably heard of her as that tiny old nun who dedicated her life to helping the poor in India, right? But there's so much more to her story, especially for us as Christians. So let's explore what makes her such a significant figure, her teachings, and how she can inspire our lives today. Mother Teresa was born in 1910 in what's now North Macedonia. Imagine being only 18 and feeling so strongly about your faith that you decide to leave your family, move to a completely different country, and join a convent. That's exactly what she did when she joined the Sisters of Loreto in Ireland. Her big dream was to become a missionary, and soon enough, she found herself in India. In India, she was teaching girls in Calcutta, back then called Calcutta, and everything seemed set for a peaceful convent life. But God had different plans. In 1946, during a train ride, she experienced what she called the call within a call. It was like God was telling her, hey, I need you to get out there and really help those who are suffering. And she listened. Now, something you might not know is how much Mother Teresa's devotion to Mary, the mother of Jesus, influenced her work. For her, Mary wasn't just a figure to be admired, she was a role model for how to live out her faith. Mother Teresa often talked about Mary's humility and her complete trust in God's plan. Even when it was difficult, she encouraged people to turn to Mary in times of doubt, asking her to intercede and help us follow Jesus more closely. But another cornerstone of her spiritual life was her devotion to the Eucharist. Mother Teresa believed that the Eucharist was the source of all her strength. Every single day, she and her sisters began with Mass and received the Eucharist. This wasn't just a routine, it was the heartbeat of their day. She said, Jesus has made himself the bread of life to give us life. Night and day, he is there. If you really want to grow in love, come back to the Eucharist, come back to that adoration. Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament was also a big part of her life. She and her sisters spent time each day in adoration, praying before the Eucharist. Mother Teresa believed that by spending time with Jesus in the Eucharist, she was being filled with his love and grace, which she could then pour out to others in her service. After receiving that call within a call, she didn't just think, well, that was a nice thought. Nope, she took action. She got special permission from the Vatican to leave her convent, and in 1950, she started the Missionaries of Charity with just a handful of followers. They wore simple white saris with blue borders and set out to care for the people who were most in need: the sick, the dying, the hungry, the orphans. Imagine stepping into the slums of Calcutta, where poverty was everywhere, and thinking, this is where I need to be. That's what she did. Mother Teresa's work was tough. She faced a lot of criticism, and it wasn't easy to keep going, but she always said that her strength came from prayer, the Eucharist, and her deep relationship with God. She once said, I am a little pencil in the hand of a writing God who is sending a love letter to the world. How powerful is that? As Christians, Mother Teresa's life offers us some pretty awesome lessons. First, her total trust in God's plan is something we can all learn from. Even when things were tough, she believed that God was in control. That kind of faith can inspire us to trust God more in our own lives. She also showed us what it means to truly love our neighbor. She didn't just talk about helping the poor, she lived it out every single day. And her love wasn't just about giving material things. She believed in treating every person with dignity and respect because she saw Jesus in them. That's why she could touch and care for the sick, even when others wouldn't go near them. And then there's her teaching about doing small things with great love. We might not be called to go to the slums of Calcutta, but in our everyday lives, we can show love in small ways, whether it's being kind to someone who's having a rough day or helping out a friend in need. Mother Teresa reminds us that these small acts, done with love, can make a huge difference. Her devotion to the Eucharist teaches us the importance of grounding our lives in Christ. She often said that without Jesus in the Eucharist, her work would be impossible. This is a reminder for us to find strength in our own relationship with Jesus, especially through the Mass and adoration. Mother Teresa passed away in 1997, but her legacy is still very much alive. The Missionaries of Charity continues to operate in over 130 countries. In 2016, Pope Francis canonized her, officially recognizing her as a saint. But even before that, she was known worldwide for her incredible work and her deep, unwavering faith. So, why does Mother Teresa matter to us today? Because she shows us what it looks like to live out our faith in real, tangible ways. She challenges us to be more compassionate, more loving, and more trusting in God. And she reminds us that no act of love is too small. Whether you're Catholic, Protestant, or just someone trying to live a good life, there's something in Mother Teresa's story that can inspire you. So, let's take a page from her book and try to do those small things with great love in our own lives. And let's remember the power of the Eucharist in giving us the strength to carry on. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it inspiring. See you next time.